welcome back to the Firewall Files. And today, okay, I've had this on the mental, so it was not in my original ideas. Listen, I'm just always writing down ideas, but today is about Wicked. So if like that's not your thing, that's okay because I'm not like a Wicked fan, Like I'm not buying the merch for it. I never saw the Broadway show for it. But coming from somebody who has seen both parts of it now and had never seen it before, these are gonna be my thoughts. And I have a lot. Like, it's not gonna be like, and her voice was beautiful. Like, no, I have some weird shit to talk about with this. So, like, even if you're like, oh, fuck, Wicked, it's not like that. So, I mean, listen to it, don't. And also, yeah, I'm gonna like TLDR the movie. So, if you're not into that, this is not the episode for you. Next week is I actually have a really fun way I'm going to do the podcast next week, but it's about my time living in New York and what it's like to be a New Yorker. This past week I went and saw Wicked for Good, and right before, like during work, the movie was at 7, and I went and watched the first one again during work hours in my living room. And like it's cute, right? Like the movie starts out okay, so like let's go through it, right? It starts out with Grande, Ariana Grande as Glinda, and then the Wicked Witch. It starts out with like saying like, "Oh, the witch died. The Wicked Witch is dead," and you're like, "Okay, cool." The very first like that scene in itself of like the very first scene of this movie and before like the other part has even come out, like I could not understand what the fuck Ariana Grande singing. She's like, ah! Like I don't know what the fuck she's saying. So when I watched it on Wednesday before I went to see part two, I put the subtitles on and I'm like, oh my God, like that's what she's saying. I don't know what she's saying. It was awful in the theater. She's just screaming at me in IMAX. So I was like, okay. So it starts out with that, and then I don't know, basically the upbringing of how the witch became, the witches became. And then there's a scene about how like she's green because her mom had an affair. So like I'm thinking like, oh, that was like a family curse, right? Like she got a green baby because she get like cheated on her husband. And we'll get around to that. That's a big spoiler. But I'm thinking like, okay, like cool, whatever, like good plot line, I guess. So you like see how they go to school together, whatnot, and how they become friends. And then he finds the bad witch is like has powers and shit on her own. So then Oz is like, I'm like speed running the first part, truly. And also, I think it was a little long. Some of the shit could have been cut. Personally, it's like Oppenheimer, but like barbified. Anyways, so Oz is like, I want to meet this bitch. She's got special powers. Meets I don't know his like actual name, but meets Oz, and he's been like has this book that only she can read, and he hasn't been able to use it. So that's how you get the flying monkeys. Is she says the spell? 'Cause she's like, oh yeah, I could read the book, and it gave the monkey wings, and she's like, oh, that's fucked up. And I guess like Emerald City is like getting rid of all the animals that could talk, which to me it wasn't clocking that like the whole animal talking thing was such a big thing. Because when I think of Wizard of Oz, you're like, oh yeah, you have the Cowardly Lion, but I didn't like. I wasn't clocking me like why animals were talking were such a big plot line in this movie. But anyways, so honestly, the first half of the movie is like it's chill, it's quirky, it's cute. There's not like a lot of lore going on. And so the movie ends where she's like, "No, I don't want to like cast spells on monkeys and give them like I don't want to hurt animals. Animals should be able to talk." I'm like, "Okay, damn, like all right, we're really big into this." So the movie ends. It's like to be continued. And I'm like, "You know what? It was cute. Pink and green and singing around and shit." And it's like, "Oh no, she's starting to become a bad witch." But like she's not a bad witch. She's just fighting for basically not animal cruelty, and they want to use her to like actually do the spells because shocker, Oz isn't like an actual wizard. So then Part two happens, and part two is a fucking roller coaster for somebody. Mind you, these movies came out a year apart. I'd never seen it. I don't know how it wasn't spoiled for me for this long. I like that I'm 5 minutes in and I've already talked about the first half. The first half is like it's boring in the sense of lore. Like it's just cute. I think I already said that, but truly it's just like okay, like there's no drama. And also, oh, I forgot to mention, in the first part, there was like a handsome man that joins the school, and Glenn is like, "Oh my God, like you have to be with me," and like he starts like hanging out with her and whatnot. We get to the second movie, and I'm trying to remember. I honestly should have recorded this when I came home because I had so many thoughts. I've been doing a lot today. So yeah, the movie starts out and like the bad, like everybody's like, "Oh, you the witch is bad now." Like we already knew that, but like they're like kind of propagandizing it. They're like, if you see the green bitch, kill her. She lives like off in a fucking dark, scary forest now. And Glinda was made to be like the good for the people, to be like, it's all right because we also have a witch and she's good. But like Glinda isn't an actual witch, like she has no fucking powers. But we start out with that, and then the hot guy's name was like Furio or something, Guy Furio. It starts out and they're like, oh yeah, they're getting married. And he's like, oh, I guess we are. But like, because it's all for show. And I mean, there was a bunch of like like rewinding it in my head. It's like, but at some point in the movie, okay, I'm just gonna jump to the shit I care about. Like, I'm not gonna give like the whole fucking TLDR of it, but at some point in the movie, we start to get the characters that you see in Wizard of Oz. We have the Cowardly Lion, we have the Tin Man, and we have the Scarecrow. So the Tin Man becomes like you guys know the meme of like Bach, me and Bach. That guy was dating the Bad Witch's sister who became governor of the town they were in or something. And Bach was like, actually, can I leave now? Because I want to go. Because he sees that Glinda's getting married. And he's like, hey, do you mind if I fucking leave? Because I'm done being here with your dumb ass. And I want to go find like Glinda and tell her how much I love her. So she's like, yeah, go ahead, go. And when he gets to the train station, they're like, sorry, no munchkins. Oh, not the Discord sounds. He's like, sorry, no munchkins. And he's like, damn. So he goes back and he becomes like her servant. Like she traps him. And then the bad witch comes. Alphaba. I keep saying bad witch, but it's just, it's easier. Alphaba comes to see her sister, the governor. And the governor's like, oh, gee, he doesn't want me. What can I do to like take his heart? So like, it's only mine. And so then Alphaba's like, oh, I don't know about that. And so then the governor, aka her sister, starts saying some fucking spell, which apparently, I mean, I guess she's like half of her, right? But apparently she can do the spells. Glinda can't. The Wizard of Oz can't fucking read it, but she reads from the book and all of a sudden she can do it, but whatever. So she starts reading this thing, and the fucking munchkin guy, just starts dropping to the floor. And you're like, oh shit, what's happening? And you see him like get assembled. I have to say, whoever the special effects / makeup people and costume are for that, amazing. Truly, the costume and makeup effects for the Tin Man and the Scarecrow, amazing. That probably was the most astonishing part of the movie for me. But anyway, so he comes out, and so basically Alphaba's sister casted a spell to take his heart, aka the Tin Man has no heart, and he becomes that. So now you got the Tin Man. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like I did not know we were gonna get the lore of how these characters came to fruition. And I was like, that's pretty dope. So then we move ahead to more of the Wizard of Oz lore of the fucking house where Dorothy comes in. And the Wizard of Oz's like assistant or something, she's like, we need to like get Alphaba out here and like bait her. We need to rage bait the fuck out of this witch. And so the assistant creates this like storm, and then the house lands on her sister, aka the governor. And that's how that kind of happens. So you're like, oh, I think it was the Wicked Witch in the Oz. It was a Wicked Witch of the East, I think. So I guess that does make sense that she can cast spells, but we just like, nobody actually calls her that in the Wicked movies. Like, she's not the Wicked Witch of something, she's just the governor. So then you cut to a scene and it's just like Glinda's like, bye, Dorothy. Like, go to the follow the road. Like, you don't ever see Dorothy's face in the movie, by the way. She was not like you can Google who it is, but it's not like a big movie name or anything like that. But I mean, I understand because of the movies. She has her own fucking movie, bitch. This was not about her. So they send her on her way, and then the witch comes to see her sister dead, and she's like, "Those were my shoes. Those are my mother's shoes. Why did you give them to that bitch from Kansas?" So there's like, and then there's like a whole fight scene that breaks out. So then Furio comes, right? And they're engaged. Okay. They are about to. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah. And basically, because Glinda and Furio were like, we obviously still like Alphaba. Like, when they're not on bad terms with her yet. So, like, there's that. And then jump to. I don't really recall everything. I just know that Galinda's getting married to Furio. And as he's walking down the aisle, like Alphaba and Oz had made a deal to be like, if you let the animals go, I'll help you. Like we could be peaceful in this kingdom. So she lets all the flying monkeys go. And then the flying monkeys interrupt the wedding. And then all of a sudden, something happens and it's Alphaba, Furio, and Oz like fighting. And then Glinda's like, oh, I don't know. I think like Furio turns the gun to Oz and then Glinda comes and finds them. And then basically, they, like, Furio and Alphaba just run away together. And I'm like, okay, like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, okay, I was like not on a side yet. Like, everybody's like in, like, doing their own thing, fighting for animal cruelty. One wants to be a fucking princess wizard. But in that moment, I was like, this is a piece of shit woman. Like, you just stole your best friend's man. And then they go and have sex. And I'm like, okay, you've totally lost the plot here. Like, I thought they were friends. And then you go, and she's like, it's not like that. And then Amelie takes him back to her pit house and they freak it. And I'm like, okay, so, and after that, she's like, I'm gonna go full wicked. You choose now after you've hopped on it a few times. Now is when you choose to go wicked. Because, yeah, you're right. There's no coming back from that, from hopping on your best friend's boyfriend's egg. So, yeah, I too would go full fucking psycho. You would have to commit. So I do give her props for committing. But it was a little threw me off guard. I finally chose a side and I was like, damn, that's fucked up. So anyways, that was the plot twist for me. There was another one coming I didn't know I was gonna know about, but that one I was like, damn, like we're really switching sides here. And like I guess you'd have to give a little hate for Glinda too, because she's like putting on a front to like hate the witch, because like, you know, but that's like her dream. She wanted to be a fucking fairy princess, and that's what she's getting. So like, and after that, after you fuck my man, yeah, I'm gonna come after you. I'm gunning. So, anyways, that happens. And then I think, oh, sorry, that was before the tornado. So, like, we're flip flopping here because I'm losing. So, like, it pisses her off enough that she's like, yeah, let's fucking get her out here. So, the assistant, like, kills her sister with the house. So, anyways, they come and they're fighting, and then Furio comes and they're like, oh, we got the witch finally. She's here. And instead, he points the gun at Glinda. And she's like, okay, like, real original here. You already fucked my friend. Might as well just fucking shoot me. And then the guards take Fury away because he is like he was supposed to be one like the top guardsman or something, hunter of the bad witch, but he stuck his dick in her. So in the scene you see Alphaba like go off to her tower of terror and starts casting a spell to save him. And she's like the spell is something like make his bones unbreakable, make him unable to avoid death or something. And then basically you don't see him for a while, but then like Dorothy finally makes it with the Cowardly Lion, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow, and they're all like, "Yeah, this fucking bitch all did this to us. Like, let's take her back. Let's get her." And Oz is like, "Hey Dorothy, if you want to go home, you have to bring me the broomstick to show me that the witch is dead." Now, to me, I don't. know if I recall that in The Wizard of Oz. I haven't seen that movie in so long because it's also kind of like fucked up. But maybe that did happen. But to me, I was like, this wasn't, in my head, I was like, this was not part of the movie. Like, the bitch just goes home. But I could be wrong on that. So Dorothy, like, goes and, like, I mean, long story short, they go and kill her. Okay. Dorothy she, like, commits suicide basically. She pours the bucket of water, gives it to Dorothy, and is like, all right, take me out. Like, because my man has turned into she turned her man into a fucking scarecrow. Okay. That's what happened. And Scarecrow, I'm telling you, the Tin Man and the Scarecrow makeup on fucking point, dude. Like, it was so good. It was so good. Like, I wish, like, that is truly the best part of the whole movie is those two things right there. So Dorothy's like, oh, I found water. And Glinda's like hiding in a closet. They like say their goodbyes while she's like basically killing herself. Dorothy gets the water, throws it on her, and she melts, of course. And then, it just kind of cuts. The movie just cuts to like, oh, the witch is dead finally. And nobody has, like, I, I don't know if the Tin Man got fixed. I don't know what happened with that. Don't really know if Dorothy ever made it home. You don't see that. But all of a sudden, you see the fucking Scarecrow roll his ankle because he's got no bones. And then Alphaba's like hiding under the cellar or something. And then they walk. There's like a whole separate like land that's not in Oz, but it's kind of like, it's almost like purgatory, is what I would say it is. And you just see the fucking Scarecrow and Alphaba go off into purgatory. And she's like, I'm so sad Glinda can't know that we're alive, but like I'm happy this way. And I'm like, this is so fucked up. Like, truly, Glinda got, like, the short end of the stick. Like, yeah, she gets to, like, play fairy princess. But, like, you fuck her man. And then you also just, like, make her think you died. Her best friend died. And then you ran away with her man. Like, I don't know if we're supposed to, like, the moral of this storyline about the witch is, like, there were parts where I was like, yes, she's in the right here. Like, she's trying to save these animals from being able to talk and to not have fucking wings on their backs. But you lost me in that second half of fucking your man and running away. Like, I truly don't get it. Like, I don't know if it was, like, supposed to be like, she isn't actually a bad witch. Because she is. To me, at the end of that, my conclusion is she's a bitch. I don't know why the storyline, I don't know. I just didn't like it. So that's kind of like basically my little rundown of the movie. Oh, wait. I forgot. The whole part that made my jaw drop, okay? Alphaba gave Glinda a green little bottle that was like, this is my mother's habit. I'm gonna die now. Which she didn't. But anyways. Glinda takes that bottle to Oz. And you know what Oz has been fucking chugging the whole second half of the movie like a goddamn alcoholic? Something from a green bottle. And I wasn't, the tea was not clocking to me. I'm not good at context clues. Full, like, story is the affair that I was talking about Alphaba's mother that I thought, like, that's why she was green, was that Oz was the one having the affair. Like, he fucked her mom. So I was like, wow, you killed your own daughter. I don't know. Like, it was a good movie. It's not something like the girls next to me were sobbing. And I'm like, all right, like, period. Like, this is like, the music was good. I know there's like a lot of classic songs in it. Like, Popular really was like the only thing I like was like, oh, this is a fun song. But I mean, there was nothing I was super like deep into about. What's her face? Alphaba got a hell of a voice on her. At least I can understand what she's saying. Ariana Grande, like, half the time is just like a blown out speaker. And I like Ariana Grande music, okay? Just the movie was a little high pitched. We didn't need to Mariah Carey the songs every time. But it was fine. It was like a fun movie to watch. There were definitely parts I was shocked by because I did not know the lore. But it wasn't earth shattering to me. It's not something I was like, oh my god, I need the Stanley Cup green one. Oh my god, I need the, you know, they made fucking pink and green mac and cheese. The amount of marketing this movie has had because it's had 2 years to run is insane. And then also, like, the whole PR press part of it, like, don't even get me started on that. There's something fucking weird there. And also, like, everybody, not just specifics, like, everybody on that fucking set got like supermodel thin. And I'm like, okay, there's something happening. So I overall, the movie was good. I think it's fun. It was a nice something to do with my friends on a work night. But I don't have any urge to buy anything from it. I think the plot twists in it were good. There's so much lore in the second half that the first half you're just like, oh, this is fun. And then the second half you have to lock the fuck in. You have to like understand what the hell is going on because there's so much happening. If I were to put those two movies together, like full rerun, I'd be so bored probably in the first 2 hours. But the second 2 hours, I'd be like, what the fuck is happening? It was just, it was an intriguing movie, that's for sure. The only like also confusing part is there's a lion that they're like when all the animals are starting to be caged up, they're like this lion here is going to be in his cage and it's the happiest he'll be. And then like Furio and Alphaba like put everybody to sleep with poppies and they steal the lion to like let him go. And that comes full circle. Obviously, you have the cowardly lion. And I'm thinking like he's like, "Why did you take me out of my home? Because like now I'm scared all the time." And it's like I honestly I wish it was a person that turned into him the same way that the Scarecrow and Tin Man did. But I also I don't know. I guess because he was a lion cub at such a young age and then they just dragged him out to the forest and said, "Be free." He like grew up being scared. But there's a million animals out in that fucking forest that talk. Like it's a whole ecosystem, a whole community. So I don't understand why you're so scared. I don't know. That plot line of the lion I wasn't like the biggest fan of. But again, the Scarecrow and the Tin Man ate the fuck out of that movie. I would just watch a movie based on off of them. And again, the makeup 100% killer. Like look it up. It's so good. Okay, so today's confession, honestly, the confessions this last time were absolute ass. 90% of them were weirdos, and then other people being like, I'd uproot my whole life to be with you. Cool. Love that for me. The only one that's really standing out is just it's a confession. It's not anything crazy, but I think it's cool. But it says I met my wife on Instagram live while she was drunk eating oatmeal, and she's a TLC star. So like that's pretty cool. Like good for you, Bucko. Honestly, like, and I mean that like not in a bad way. Like I say Bucko, but I mean that in a nice way. Like that's really cool. Um, I'm curious who it is. Like, are we talking like Virgin TLC star, or, or like there's a lot of questions. So, but that's a good confession. But you didn't confess who it is, so it needed to be a little juicier. That's my review of the movie. I was talking fast because if I don't, I lose all my ideas in my head, and I would hate for that to happen. So, and I already lost quite a bit of chunk of them just from trying to recall fucking 5 hours worth of film. But I recommend it if you want something to do, go watch it, or just like well, wait till it comes out on streaming platforms, of course. But yeah, I'd give it a 7.5, maybe an 8 out of 10 for me personally. There's some people that are gonna be like live and breathe and die by it, but that's me. That's my opinion. Now, when the Taylor Swift film comes out, then we can have a discourse on it. This was a short episode. That's because I rambled through everything. Anyways, thank you all for listening to this week's episode. I hope you guys have a great day, great weekend. We'll see tonight. But I'm recording this tonight, so when you hear this, last week was the Operation Santa, and I don't know the outcome yet of how much we've raised, but I'm putting out the energy that we've hit our goal. I don't know if we will, but I hope so. If not, there will be another fundraising stream before I have to before I shop and ship out the gifts. So keep that in mind. But I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you shortly. If not, you will hear me very soon in 1 week. Goodbye.